Have you ever felt like life doesn't kill you all at once, but slowly erodes you until you don't recognize yourself? I didn't come to the city to be destroyed, but the truth is I'm still here, half alive, half dead. And honestly, part of that destruction isn't just the city's fault. I'm complicit. I'm tired of pretending I'm okay. Tired of smiling at people while saying, well, that's life in the city, as if that's an acceptable explanation for all the wreckage in my head. This city didn't kick me down all at once. It was more like a gentle but consistent nudge every day, until I forgot what it felt like to stand tall. At first, I came to this city with a simple intention: a decent life, work, pay for food, don't trouble anyone. I thought that would be enough. Turns out this city doesn't run on the word enough. Here, if you stop running, you're stepped on. So I ran, continuously, without knowing where to. I started making small compromises, lying a little about my working hours, lying about my feelings, lying about who I really am. I thought it was fine. Everyone else did the same. This city taught one cruel lesson. The honest ones usually burn out the fastest. Relationships turned into transactions. Friends exist only if there's something to gain. I went with the flow. I used people. Sometimes consciously, sometimes pretending not to know. Every time my conscience got loud, I silenced it with the classic excuse: I'm just trying to survive. The problem is, surviving over time starts to feel like a cheap excuse to be a polished bastard. I once promised someone I'd be honest. I broke it. Not because I had to, but because it was comfortable. I knew if I told the truth, my life would fall apart. So I chose safe. I chose myself. And yes, I know that's selfish. I know I'm breaking people's trust. But I kept going. That's the moment I realized I'm not just a victim of this city. I'm a perpetrator too. Since then, my head has never been quiet. Every notification makes my heart jump out. Afraid someone will know. Afraid my mask will fall. I started to be disgusted with myself, but I'm also too cowardly to stop. Ironic, right? Hating myself but still choosing myself. I often talk to myself in my head, harshly, cruelly. Who do you think you are? A hero? A good person? The answer is always the same: no. I'm just an ordinary person who failed to keep their own values. The city keeps moving. Lights, buildings, routines. And I'm in it, growing emptier. No dramatic moment, no instant punishment. Just a hollowness that clings like the smell of smoke on clothes. Invisible, but hard to get rid of. Now I live with two versions of myself. One that performs for the public and one only I know. And honestly, the hidden one is getting stronger. I'm afraid someday the version I used to be proud of will truly be dead. I don't have a sweet ending, no instant repentance. I'm still in this city. Still living with the choices I made. Still feeling guilt that never arrives on time. Sometimes I wish there was a reset button, or at least a big storm that would flatten everything, so I'd have an excuse to stop completely. But this city doesn't give easy outs like that. It only gives different Mondays, the same Tuesdays, and grayer Wednesdays. I still wake up every morning, put on a professional face, and step into the same machine. The difference is, now I realize I'm no longer a passenger, but one of the bolts that keeps this broken machine spinning. I used to think being bad was something big, like robbing a bank or hitting someone. Turns out it's not. Being bad can be as small as letting someone else take the blame for your mistake, just because you're afraid of losing your position. Or as simple as staying silent when you know your honesty could save someone, but would cost you your comfort. I'm at that stage. The stage where I see my reflection in the office bathroom mirror and no longer feel strange about the liar looking back at me. We're good friends now. We often discuss how to keep today's scenario from leaking. Morning, craft a safe narrative. Afternoon, execute it with the most sincere smile. Night, sip bitter coffee while asking, until when? Ironically, the more I try to secure my position with dirty methods, the less safe I feel. My life is like a blown-up balloon forced through a cactus garden. One touch of truth, and boom, everything explodes. I started to distance myself from the people who really cared before. Not because they were bad, but because their goodness was like a mirror. When I look at them, I see how filthy I am. So I choose to hang out with people who are just as broken, who won't ask, "How are you?" but "What did we get today?" There, I don't have to feel guilty because we're all drowning together. This city doesn't need good people, it only needs people who function. I used to hate that sentence with all my heart. Now, it's the mantra I whisper whenever my conscience starts to scream again. I'm like someone drinking salt water when I'm thirsty. The more I show off my bank account and new things, the thirstier and more hollow my chest feels. Up to this moment, I'm still standing on the same sidewalk, waiting for a green light that feels like it takes forever. I watch new people get off the bus, with bright eyes and ambition still pure. I want to shout at them, "Run!" while you still have yourself to save. But I just stay silent. I can only look at them with the cynical gaze of a senior who has already lost. I don't know when this drama will end. Maybe when I'm completely found out, or when I decide to run into the middle of a busy highway while cars are speeding fast. But for now, I'll keep walking, playing the role I created for myself on the stage I hate, with applause that never makes me feel satisfied. I remember I used to have principles. Back then, those principles were like concrete pillars, solid and non-negotiable. Now, my principles are more like rubber that can be stretched this way and that, depending on how much pressure I face that day. I'm a chef who knows how to season. No matter how rotten my action, if I serve it with the right sauce of excuses, I can still swallow it myself. If I lie for the company's benefit, it's called loyalty. If I bring down a coworker to keep my position safe, it's called strategy. If I pretend not to know a friend who's struggling, it's called setting boundaries. Those fancy terms are the perfume I wear to cover the stench inside my chest. But day by day, that perfume loses its effect. So if you ask how it ends, I don't have the answer. I won't say that tomorrow I'll change. Chances are, tomorrow morning I'll still wear the same shirt, put on the same mask, and perform slightly more polished lies. This city never sleeps, and neither do my sins. We keep each other company in a noisy silence. I am proof that you can lose your soul without dying first. If you hear this and feel uncomfortable, maybe that's because you're also bargaining with your own conscience. How long will you keep saying, "just surviving," before you realize a part of you is slowly dying too?